What is my number one tip to help you with holiday stress? Let's find out. Welcome, I'm Sheri Traxler with Nourish Life, author of Go Forward, 28 Days to Eat, Move, and Enjoy Life God's Way. Holiday stress is upon us. Well, the holidays are upon us. That doesn't necessarily mean you have to be stressed. Think about the things that cause you stress. Is it having things to eat that you really don't want, or having too much of things that you do want? And I'm trying not to move because I don't want you to see the word back here that is my number one tip. So, is it sometimes missing your workouts because you've got too many things going on? Or is it you really just want to sit home and relax one night, but you've got all these commitments going on? Well, how is it that you change that? Boundaries, yes, setting boundaries, having those difficult conversations, being able to say no to yourself, even whenever you are wanting to have something that you're like, well, I've already had a serving of it. I really don't want another one. You know, we talk about intuitive eating on this channel. We talk about how to exercise on this channel, how to fit these things into your lifestyle. But around the holidays, a lot of that takes a back seat. Well, here's my number one tip. The number one thing you need to handle holiday stress. Are you ready? Are you ready? Courage. Courage? What? Well, yes, because getting inside yourself, tuning in to what is it I really want during the holidays, tuning into what would really bring me the most joy, tuning into what food do I really want versus not, because, it's not like you've got one dessert when you go to a party. You've got 50 desserts to choose from. Having the courage to go inside yourself and say, what do I really want? What would bring me the most satisfaction, and focusing on that. The other part of the courage is having those difficult conversations. When someone steps over a boundary and says, it's not going to hurt you this one time to, skip your workout or to, eat that extra whatever that you don't really want. And having somebody step over the boundary of, well, I made it for you. Or I can't think of all the times that family members have stepped across my boundaries with, you should do this or shouldn't do that, or should eat this or shouldn't eat that at family gatherings. And well, holidays, that's when family gatherings happen. So we have to have courage to have those conversations. Quick story reminds me of one of my favorite movies is The King's Speech. And there is a scene in The King's Speech where King George does a beautiful job of being courageous, setting a boundary. The Archbishop, right before the king is getting ready to be crowned, they're getting ready for his coronation. Is that how you pronounce it? The Archbishop approaches the king and says, or the king-to-be, and says, your job is to consult and be advised, but you have not consulted, but you have been advised. And the King George says, and King George is the father of the current Queen Elizabeth, and King George says, in this personal matter, I am going to make my own decision. Well, see, on this whole holiday stress stuff, it's your personal matter. What do you want to do? What do you want to eat? What do you want to wear? Where do you want to go? All those things. Yes, you're with other people, so you've got to come up with some win-wins and some compromises, but that doesn't mean somebody has the right to push you into something that is not right for you. It's a personal matter. Well, if you've ever had someone, after you've drawn a line, a boundary line, you've had the courage to do that, and somebody says something else to push it even further, what do? Well, the Archbishop did that. The Archbishop, after the king said, no, it's a personal matter, the Archbishop goes, well, I'm only concerned about the head on which I must place the crown. And King George says, I appreciate that, Archbishop, but it's my head. So you don't have to be rude. You don't have to be snippy like what would go in my head of saying, well, excuse me. I just did that little head thing, didn't I? Well, excuse me. However, after saying, I appreciate that, Archbishop, he kept the line drawn. It's my head. It's my body. It's my time. It's my schedule. It's my joy. It's my holiday. And it is okay if not everybody is happy with everything you're doing during the holidays. Prioritize, who are you wanting to please? Your kids, your spouse, a particular sibling that you haven't connected with all year, whatever. You decide who the people are that you need to prioritize, the food that you want to enjoy, the parties you want to go to or not go to, and then have the courage to live by that. That is my number one holiday tip for you to manage stress and decrease stress during the holidays. Thanks so much for watching. If you're new here, welcome. And if you are back with me, welcome. I am so excited to journey with you through life, doing life together, living healthy and living a Vireo life. And if you don't know what that means, it's on the channel trailer. Is that what that's called? Anyway, I'm just, having some fun today chatting with you. Let me know how this resonates with you. Put it in the comments. Let me know some of the boundaries you've had to set before and how you manage holiday stress. Thanks so much for watching. Remember, until next time, find your path and fulfill your potential.